Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki.
It's hot up here.
Yeah, it is warm. Well, especially when you're carrying around children.
Yeah.
Don't call Jared that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Loud and Swain.
Loud and Swain.
You know you're in Tim Robinson's hometown. I'm warning you. It's a Tim-friendly house. This is...
Well, that changes everything.
I know. There goes your whole Tim bit. You're rubbish.
You know what? We are also at Tom Padalecki and Chip Padalecki's
See, if he was
hometown.
Canadian, he would know that Tim
They were both born here. Yeah. In fact, our midwife is here, Sally, who helped deliver him safely. So thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Sal.
Good catch, Sally. Good catch.
Spike it in the end zone. That was.
Yeah. Thanks, Robbie. Itchy. Hi, guys. We can sort of see heads and faces, so I want to ask my favorite question. Who is a first-timer? Okay, so far so good. Who's had an awful time? I heard two. Clippy, get him out of here. Love to hear it. I love Seattle. I know we sound like broken records. But my kids were both born here, and my wife and I, who's also here, love the city. Love y'all. Back off. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. That was my outside voice. Shoot. Thanks for the support, guys. Jensen?
Yep, good to be here. Did you guys enjoy the concert last night? Well, we were busy giving a concert of our own to Tom, who has now had us sing Happy Birthday to him a dozen times. In fact, last night at his little birthday dinner, he kept relighting the candle on the table, to which all of us were so proud, because now he's a full pyro. And if there was ever any doubt that he was going to be mischievous, that got washed away yesterday.
There would never be any doubt.
No, I just said if there was ever a doubt, it's gone now. So, yeah.
But yeah, good to be here with No Fires set. Yet. Without further ado, I know some people have been standing up waiting a long time, so let's get this party started. Let's go this way.
I mean, you can keep talking because I'm still like, freaking out a little bit.
All right then. So anyway,
she was talking to me.
I mean, to their lord. So Jensen, my question is for you.
and now she's talking to me.
I meant to start over here.
No, you chose correctly.
No takebacks.
No takebacks. That's right.
So in the episode Skin, which was like forever ago, I'm sorry, but when Dean's body or whatever is taken over by the Skinwalker says he can see inside Dean's head and that he can see like his hopes and his dreams or whatever. What were those hopes and dreams?
For the show to go 12 seasons.
Next question. Who knows? I don't know. What were your hopes and dreams 11 years ago? Exactly.
It's to be right here.
To be right here, right now. Talking with you. Well, then, you know what? Well, I guess we share the same hopes and dreams. So there you go. Yeah. What was your name?
Annalise.
Annalise, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Annalise.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so
I know you guys have had a lot of good quotes throughout the entire series, and I know my favorites, but what are your guys' favorite quotes that you both have done?
What's a padalecki? Or you married fake Ruby?
Basically anything for the French mistake, apparently.
The key in the lock. Family on Inland Blood is obviously a pretty awesome one.
Yeah, there were a lot of real, a lot of good ones in the pilot, and I think that needed to be because that really set the tone of what the show would become. So the driver fixing music, shotgun. There's a lot of those kind of key phrases I think that have happened over the course of the years that,
We got work to do.
that have defined it. Yeah, that was also so.
Pudding. That's a word.
Yeah, it's not so much a phrase; it's just an expression.
Oh, what's the other one? Monsters I get, humans are crazy. What were your favorites, out of curiosity?
Well, sorry, but they're both Dean.
Great.
quotes.
Hey, that's fine.
My first one is, the whistle makes me their god. And the other one was, don't you dare think there is anything past or present that I would put in front of you.
Along the same lines. Along the same lines. Awesome. Thank you so much.
And happy 1 year anniversary for AKF, Jared.
Happy 1 year, everybody.
Hi.
I just wanted to know if you were going to have any more kids. And possibly, maybe
Ask my wife, she's over there.
We're the wrong people to ask in this scenario. I don't know. As most of you know, there's a formula to that.
What?
And sometimes the formula works and sometimes it doesn't. So,
But it's fun to try.
isn't math fun?
I just love math. I started saying that with a full breath of air, and so it was just going to come out no matter what. I couldn't stop it. Like, the train was. It left the
What was
station.
coming out?
Nothing. Is that Chef yelling?
Yes. He's yelling no. I'm the baby of this family. Feel you, Chef. I got you, buddy.
I would love, despite them getting stage fright, which, by the way, was the highlight of my weekend, knowing that my children don't want to be on stage. So
Just yet.
Just yet.
Wait till you get home tonight. Tom's like, I want to do that again.
In front of
Can we watch
cameras.
the video?
Or no. I'd love to have some more.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Hi.
Wow, okay. My first question involves throwing you under the bus, Jared.
My wife and kids are over there. So,
No, it's a childish thing, so.
okay, fine. That's fine.
So I
They know all about it.
So I know you talk with your mouth full. I've seen it. So I was wondering how it is to dine with the whole cast.
Not a lot of people look at me when I'm talking. As soon as I start talking, they lay napkins out, right? But what's great is that even when I finish eating, I still have stuff to eat. Yeah, take that. There's the bus for you. I love eating with the cast. I end up finishing all their food usually, so. But I get to have a good conversation during it.
And I was wondering if Dean Smith was Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, the outfit with the stripes and the red. Did you get that? Was that from American Psycho? The stripes and then the red
I think
tie?
that's you.
Is that English? I don't understand.
American Psycho, Christian Bale?
Yes.
That was the body switch episode? No, what was that?
No. He has the suit with like the blue stripes and the strappies and then the red tie. It's literally. What? Have you
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Wait, was that intended? Intentions?
That was, I think that may have been intended via the costume designer, not me or the writers. I think that was a little fun that they were having, and I was like, I don't care. Listen, I show up to work and whatever's hanging in my trailer, I put it on. Sometimes that's not a good thing. Yeah, I'm like, man, these red shorts are.
Not fitting very well with my later host.
Is this really? Keep in mind, we didn't have mirrors in our trailers until last year. Yeah, so I would just walk out of my trailer, look at Kelly or on-set costumes, and be like, yeah, okay. And off I go to set. Meanwhile, she's giggling as I'm walking away, but whatever. No joke too cheap. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was maybe intended on their part, and I just went with it.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We love you.
Love you back.
Hey guys, I was wondering if you could tell us anything about having Rob Benedict back on set.
It's been awful.
It's nice to work with a professional for once. It's somebody who really brings something to the table. And
Jensen just likes to feel tall.
that's nothing to do. It's also nice working with somebody of normal size.
We saw your very instructional live stream about how you...
What's that?
We saw Jared's very instructional live stream.
Yeah, we it's been great having Rob. He's amazing. And the live stream thing, we learned our lesson because Misha live streamed something the next day or 2 days later, and quickly we received some alarming messages saying like you can't play in actual sulfur. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk?
Did you say, do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, I should have, right? Drop the mic. I did not say that, but we erased it. It's been awesome having Rob back on set. I think that's the fun thing about this show, is that we get to keep on recreating ourselves and the storyline. And even when somebody dies, we get people come on the show and have a great time and be like, man, this is a lot of fun. Like, I'm bummed to be leaving. I'm like, well, don't worry, you're dying, so you're probably coming back.
We had, it's always nice seeing kind of, because they're not just fan favorites, they're our favorites too. That these people can come back and kind of maybe recreate their role or even play a totally different role, who knows. But these actors that come back that we have such a good rapport with, we work so well with, and we genuinely enjoy their company. We just had, some of you might know the name Eric Kripke come and visit set. He came and visited us on Friday.
Thursday.
And Friday. I got you. He's got kids, so it's all right. And it was just interesting because he said it's so nice to come home. And I said, yeah, you mean like coming back to your old high school where no one's graduated? Because that's what's happening here. He's going off and he's like on his 4th, 5th project, and we're all still slugging away. Doing our thing.
When we got picked up for season 12, someone made the joke that, yeah, good movie going. When we got picked up for season 12, I think the first comment out of somebody's mouth, I don't know who it was, but they were like, for the season 12 wrap party, we all have to show up like in prom dresses, in prom suits. Because it's like going to school with somebody and growing up for 12 years and it being senior year. I'm like, now it's prom time, so.
That's not gonna happen.
Just
gonna put that out there. Well, I don't. He might wear a prom dress.
Unless
I'm not gonna wear a prom dress.
Unless it's hanging in his trailer, then he just puts it on. Then it's not my fault. A little bit of tissue paper, just
Yeah. I don't know what this thing's for. Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Anyway, nice to have Rob back,
Yeah.
and we hope he sticks around for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So you guys have been in some pretty great horror movies in the past. And, would you guys like to do that again, or do you have any plans to maybe get back into some of those?
No, we don't have plans to. No, we'll never do. That's not what I'm saying. I say no, we don't have any plans to. I don't know about Jared, but I've recently been getting the annual phone call from the agent going, okay, hiatus is coming up. I've got a few projects that might work within your time frame of availability, and I'm like, that's nice. Goodbye. And I really think that until this show comes to an end, which who knows? Who knows? Could be a year from now, could be 7 years from now. What?
7 years from now?
17 years? Listen, some of us are getting older and are having throat issues from the voices that we're doing on television. So I think it's probably safe to say that until that time looks to be on the horizon, he and I are probably just going to be busy helping our wives raise our children.
Yeah. I'll mirror that. I'll say basically the same thing. He and I are both actors. We love telling stories. We love movies, watching movies, talking about scripts. We still get scripts for movies and read them and go like, hey, did you read this? Yeah, it's cool, huh? Well, it'll be fun to watch in the theaters, you know. But I think he and I both feel an intense commitment and loyalty to the Winchester brothers. I had to go back and play a different character for the first time in 8 years. I got to play Dean. And it was weird, man. It was fun. I would have rather done it after Supernatural was over, but they were only filming for a couple months, so I had to do it during Supernatural. But I realized in playing Dean that there's only one Dean. When I hang Sam's hat up, I'll go look at other characters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, there's been many AUs on the show. I was wondering if you could direct an episode and place your characters in an AU, what would it be and why?
What's an AU?
Alternate universe.
Duh.
I mean,
I thought it was alien uniform.
I know what to think. I was like, gold? Isn't that gold? Really that many goals? I saw like a couple science majors go like, yeah. I would love to place myself in an AU that involves Sam taking over somebody else's body, because that means that Jared's body gets to be in Austin vacationing.
Boring. Yes, I would like to. I would like the alternate universe of a retiree in Maui.
You know what? Also, I will say this, and I just saw a t-shirt today, so this is helping me answer. I'm bummed that since season 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so in 7 years, we haven't done another black and white episode. I thought it was so awesome, and I hope we get to do that again. All right, sorry.
Someone's trying to FaceTime me. I don't know who they are.
I was going to answer. So yeah, I would say a black and white episode. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can do a horror movie.
Hi guys, I have a question. I was thinking about Demon Dean and all the different characters or variations of your character that you played. I'm wondering how much choices as actors go into how you portray those different characters versus what's in the script and what they've written for you.
And related to Demon Dean,
Or Soul of Sam, or just any
some of the other
kind of variation.
right, the other variations.
Yeah.
I will say there's probably a preliminary conversation with either Jeremy or Bob or somebody that just kind of gives.
If it was Sarah
or going back, whoever the showrunner is at that time. I think there's probably a preliminary conversation of just kind of what they want to see tonally from that character and how they tell the story that they're telling and how they relate to the different characters. Then once that's kind of established, then it's pretty much off the page, and then we kind of can make our own choices on how we want to facilitate that. So yeah, it's not. I would say it's less. We are far less governed than most new television series or movies or most productions. Period, because we really kind of earned the trust of the writers, the producers, the studio, the network. They kind of leave us alone. They're like, you guys, we're not gonna monkey with you guys because it's working.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hands off. Do what you do because whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, I'll say that about season 6 when Sarah Gamble took over. I remember I was in LA and I was like, hey, I called her assistant and I was like, I want to have a meeting with Sarah just to congratulate her on taking over the helms of this ship. Wish her luck because Kripke left a big wake, right? Because he was great, and also kind of ask about what's going on. Does she drink wine? They're like, yeah, she likes to get home. So I grabbed a bottle of wine and went and had a meeting with her. And I was like, so do you have ideas for season 6? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, great, can I hear it? And she goes, well, so Sam's body is back, is not stuck in hell with Michael. He's back, but he's soulless. And she kind of like left it there, and my response was, sweet. I was totally lying. I was mortified. I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, so we're gonna play with this like different version of Sam. And I was like, awesome. We had a 30-minute meeting about Jen and life. Anyways, I go back home and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I called her a couple days later. I was like, Sarah, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm really excited, but what does soulless look like? And she's like, well, we're leaving it up to you. I mean it. You know what's funny is that for me, it was like the biggest vote of confidence. In a really strange way. She wasn't like, well, you're gonna part your hair, you're gonna wear a suit. She was just like, you know what? After 100 episodes, seeing what you've done, we're gonna send you the dialogue if you want to play with something. And similar thing happened with Gadriel and Ezekiel when Carver kind of went that route. They were like, listen, we trust you, so do what you want to do, and if you don't like something, give us a call, and we'll see if we can make it work. So I think, like Jensen was saying, they give us a certain amount of freedom, which allows us to play within confines. But yeah, it's been a collaboration, which is really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
Thanks.
Hi guys.
You watched the pie out.
It was cake.
Hey, she had cake in her face today for her birthday.
Yeah.
And Misha did it.
It was beautiful. Thank you for that. Okay, so I have like a really elaborate question, and I'm kind of live streaming, so I can't get to it. So I'm going to try to come up with what I remember from it. So, okay, so in the past we've seen sort of Dean have external like conflicts with people, mostly. And recently in season 10 and season 11, we've seen him turn into like more internal, this, like his interactions with himself, he feels this, like the darkness is having this effect on him that he is scared of and he doesn't know what this is.
Yes.
And what's it like from an acting perspective to kind of switch from that external sort of gestures and movements and like acting to more internalized ones?
It's easy, I don't have to do as much. I can just phone it in. It's you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting observation in regards to kind of this season's Dean, because I guess it is. There is kind of an internal struggle, but I think it's less of an internal struggle than what he was going through the past two to three seasons. I think it's been more. In fact, I was talking about this in the meet and greet. The fact that Dean is able to share with his brother his insecurities is, I think, something that's we haven't seen a lot of. The fact that Dean's able to admit that he can't control whatever this connection that he has to Amara Darkness, and he's asking his brother to help. That's not something that we generally see from Dean's character. He generally internalizes that and just tries to figure it out and solve it on his own. So I think the fact that he is being more emotionally available or putting himself out there more emotionally this season is part of the reason I think why the brothers' bond has strengthened this year. And the fact that I think Dean was finally felt forgiven for Gabriel and the Arcane and Demon Dean and all these things that have happened over the past two seasons. I think now that he sees that Sam still has his back and still has faith in their relationship is kind of what is fueling Dean and towards the end of the season. And so him being vulnerable and emotional enough, or emotionally available enough to ask Sam for help and to wear his feelings a little more outward, I think is what we're seeing, in my opinion. I'm not portraying that, but that's my fault, and I apologize.
So has this, but it's been the opposite. So it's like usually Sam is all internalized, and now it's more external.
So you can't have two emotionally wrecked people. One's got to be the pillar of strength.
It'd be like this. If we were both internal, it'd be like, action. Okay? Yeah, me too. I'm great too.
It's just, I gotta talk about my feelings.
I gotta talk about mine.
I really need to know.
I have more feelings.
I have more feelings.
Okay,
listen to me. Why are you so emotionally shut off from me? Listen, I'm trying to share with you.
Funny enough, that's our season 13 log line. Keep watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
I love you. And thank you. I was wondering.
She was talking to me.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, during when you did like the monsters of the week, I was wondering if you got the script and you looked for like the name of it, and you were wondering like what monster is it, and you like Google it up or look it up.
I'll let you take this one.
Well, I'd say like the Monster of the Weeks were really kind of early on in the series, and yeah, there was some of the folklore creatures that they were writing about in the scripts I was unfamiliar with, so I would have to, like anybody else, have to get on the internet. I would have to go to the library and go through the Dewey Decimal System.
Which was your favorite library to go to? Where was it?
The public library.
Which one?
Any one that was available at the time.
The nearest one at the time.
The nearest one at the time. You can often find me in your nearest public library. Reading up on folklore. Yeah. So yes, be like, what, have you heard of this? I haven't heard of it. All right, well, better look it up and see what it is. So yeah, there were quite a few that I was like, I don't know what this is. Or I'd heard of that creature and didn't know the story that surrounded it. So it was, in addition to being our job and telling the story, we were actually learning about the story as well.
And luckily also, most of the episodes, just because we didn't want the audience, shuffling off in the middle of the episode to go look up what was going on, most of the episodes had an explanatory couple of scenes about what we were dealing with, the history of said evil character, and then the resolution. So the writers were talented enough to kind of introduce something that not everybody had heard of, tell you enough about it to where you felt a part of the story, and then it kind of invited you to either look into it more afterwards or just enjoy it as it was.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Hi, so first off, I actually just had my birthday yesterday, same as Tom. It was my 21st birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. And
Did you hear that, Tom? Same birthday, kiddo.
He's like, no, it's my birthday.
I'm a lot older. And as for my question, I know, Jared, that you were just filming the Gilmore Girls revival, which is where I first watched it. But, his character's name is Dean, so do you think maybe that you, was there ever maybe an idea where, Jetson comes on the show and then, plays the small role as a character called Sam?
Jensen's actually the bag boy at Ducey's Market. His name is Sam.
Did you say the bad boy or the bag boy?
the bag boy.
Totally the collar pop, and I'm like, hey, I'm Sam.
I'll be bagging your groceries.
I'll be bagging your groceries. Hang on.
I had somebody come up to me today, and they were a fully formed, functioning human being. And they said to me, and I quote, "I've been watching you since I was 5 on Gilmore Girls." And I was like, "Oh, you have gray hair now."
They're 37 now.
It's been a fun run. That'll be a fun show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love you guys so much.
Thanks.
Best birthday ever.
Yes.
Hi. First off, I want to say I love you so much and thank you for coming. My question was, by far, what was your favorite season to record ever? Supernatural.
Mine's I gotta go with 4 or
Smart move, Jared. Smart move.
The season I met my wonderful wife. The diving catch.
Oh dear. I too liked 4 quite a bit. I thought there were some really strong episodes. Because you met somebody who wrangled you in. That's fair. No, I don't know. There's certainly been some highlights in almost every season, almost. I really liked season 9 a lot, and I could go back and watch just about any episode of season 1 too. And I think that really set the tone of the show, and that kind of set us off on this wild and crazy ride that has been Supernatural. So
I'm going to do something totally impromptu. I'm going to look to my left and ask what my partner's favorite part was, or first thing to come to mind of each season 1 through 10. Season 1, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Bugs.
Car accident. Season 2, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't remember season 2.
season 3. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Hurry.
The hanging by the hooks at the very end.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Writer's Strike, so Mystery Spot.
Oh yeah.
Season 4.
Season 4, the end.
Jen, Season 5.
Season 5, Swan Song. Ricky Buckets.
Yeah. Season 6.
No, I don't remember anything from season 6.
French Mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Season 7.
It was the season after 6.
A lot of dick jokes, death doors.
Yes, the Leviathans.
Season 8.
Still Leviathans.
What, really? Benny. See, I was gonna say Salvation.
That was 8?
I guess.
That was 9.
No.
Don't argue with me.
Agree, disagree. I was gonna say Sacrifice. Mark Shepard singing David Bowie. Season, what are we at now? 9.
Purgatory? Forget you people!
9.
Wait, season 9 was Gadriel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you speaking in I Am a Pentameter.
Yeah. I remember the outtake when I couldn't see that line. And it was like,
That's happened in every season. Usually once a show.
It's true, that's true. Every weekly. Season 10.
The Hammer debacle. Hammergate.
I remember being stabbed in the knee after you.
Hammergate and me stabbing you in the knee with a 9-inch blade.
At Nightgate, season 11.
Season 11, the baby.
I think the upshot of that conversation is, are we sure season 2 happened?
I think we skipped 2 and went right into 3. Oh wait, I remember 2. Women. Ruby and Bella. The original? Again, did season 2 happen?
I was gonna say, somebody said Gabe Tigerman, and that was awesome. Bad Day at Black Rock, was that 2? It was 3? Season 2,
All Hell Breaks Loose? All Hell Breaks Loose. That's what all this.
Joe.
You getting stabbed in the back by Aldous.
Yeah.
And had the scene with you.
Building the apocalypse on stage.
You dead on the bed and the scene where I had to say I'm sorry, like Dean had to say I'm sorry, you had to hold your breath. And I took as long as I could because I wanted to see if I could get you past
I always knew you were building it.
Yep. Oh yeah, buddy. I told Kim Manners, I'm like, listen, just let it roll. Let it roll. Because it is 3 o'clock, time for milking.
If I had a nickel.
Just lost Kmart on that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Sorry guys. Thanks. I want to go back and see what our answers were.
Hi.
Hey brother.
I'm like embarrassed now. I'm gonna do better next time. And then we're gonna have a little like Jeopardy music going, and it's gonna be okay. Hi.
Hello. So I was wondering how often, if any, or if ever, do Dean and Sam kind of bleed over into like Jensen and Jared? Like if you're, ever in traffic and someone's driving slow and you're like, move, son of a bitch!
Well, just last night we went to Tom's birthday party and I ordered a steak and it was a little dry. I was like, Jensen, salt! Gun! Salt, gun, salt. That's a good question.
I would say it's probably more likely for Jensen Jarrett to cross over into Dean and Sam than it would be the opposite. But there have been times there have been times, I think I've said this once before, that there's sometimes when I get called out by my wife. She's like, don't talk like Dean. Don't use that voice up in here. And then there's other times where she's like, do it like Dean.
She was a big Gilmore Girls fan. It's not a big deal. We don't talk about it a lot, guys.
Jen is over there texting to Neil going, we need to think about an out.
We married idiots. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. I love you guys.
That's a good brother.
My question's gonna be a little, it might be a little bit confusing. So I know when I first saw you guys,
Complacent? Confusing, sorry.
Yeah. I was a little bit baffled and like shocked by, well, not shocked, but like amazed by you guys. And I know many of the rest of us were. And my question for you guys was like, who is somebody like, when you first saw them, who baffled you or who like amazed you?
Yes, Jen, but also, Eddie Vedder. It was sort of that like, and even Mike McCready. I think we went to a Pearl Jam concert in Vancouver years ago, and one of the tour managers was a fan of Supernatural. And she was like, "Hey, if you want passes to the green room, come on in. I'd love to meet the guys." We're like, "Oh yeah." And so we go to the green room, and I walk in, and it's like me and Jen, or you and D, right? And Jen, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jen is like, "What?" And looking at me, and I'm like, "What do you mean what?" And she's like, "You're squeezing the crap out of my hand." And I was like, "Oh, sorry," because like Mike McCready was a couple feet away, and I was like, and she's like, "What? What?" And I was like, "I didn't say anything. I'm looking at Mike McCready. Quit talking to me." And then I was like, "Oh man, I always hoped I wouldn't act like that." Like, I totally nerded out. Totally.
And that wasn't the last time. Yeah, he fanboyed like hardcore. I don't know. I tend to like just avoid. If I see somebody and I'm like, oh wow, that's so and so, like, and I'm leaving. I do remember, however, there was I was in a restaurant in LA. It was a very small Italian restaurant, and it's basically just a square, like a very small square, not much bigger than this stage. And there's maybe 12 to 15 tables, and that's it. And so I was sitting there, and I was with Daniil and my buddy Steve Carlson, and we were having dinner, and I look over to my left, and I hear this voice, and it's Al Michaels, the sportscaster, and he walks up to the table next to me. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Al Michaels and Don Rickles. They're like within arm's reach. And then I look straight ahead of me, and there's Chelsea Handler, and I had just been on her show. So she comes over and starts talking to me, and I'm like, and right about that time, Denzel Washington and Lenny Kravitz walk in. And I'm not kidding. I mean, they're like having to like squeeze by the table. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And, the
musk.
Hashtag blame the musk. And so, yeah, then Denzel and Kravitz walk by, and then they start talking to Don Rickles and Al Michaels, and at this point, I'm like urinating underneath the table in excitement, and
which is not unusual.
It's not really unusual. So luckily I was able to, Daniil I think said, calm down. I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. This is too much, too close.
Quit crying. Calm down.
Well, she said that until she saw Kravitz, and then I had to pull her, and I had to tackle her, actually. So, yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
Thank you.
Point of that story, don't ever go to Giorgio Baldi's. That's the name of the restaurant.
Because there's pee under the table.
And then at one point, I look over and Denzel and Lenny are having dinner together, and Lenny has like one of those actual phones that you plug into your iPhone, but it looks like an actual phone. Yes, you guys have seen these things? I mean, it's just like a novelty gag. It's stupid, but it's as big as this microphone. and he's talking on it, and then he's like, and then he gets up to go to the restroom, and I look over at Denzel's like, and I watch him for a second, he kind of looks at it, and he's sitting at the table by himself, and he's kind of looking at it, and he's like, I caught that little moment, I was happy about it.
But that's like a 20-second long moment. Did you turn away?
No, I was like this.
Hi.
Hi. I was asking, what was your guys' first experience like, and was it, and was
All time?
This can go anywhere.
I think Jensen already talked about it. He peed.
what was your guys' experience like, and was it what you expected on the set?
On this set or on any set?
On like any set, like on Supernatural. Like being in the house.
Yeah, on this set.
What was your experience like on any set? I mean, Supernatural.
That's a valid question.
What was the first experience, our experience like?
Yes. Yeah.
Pertaining to Supernatural?
Yeah.
So like when we met for the first time kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't like each other.
I was like, wow, this guy is really tall and skinny.
And I was like, wow,
this guy's handsome.
Maybe I didn't read the script right. I thought I was supposed to have a brother. That's one of the earlier, I don't remember getting the script originally, but I remember reading through it and being like, at the time, like Charmed was on, and Angel, and maybe Buffy was still on. And those are all great shows, but not the show I wanted to do next in my career. I was like, well, fun, but I wanted to do something a little bit grittier and more real, a little bit kind of like gnarlier. And they were like, no, listen, this is not going to be a show about like the goofy aspects of science fiction. It's going to be kind of gritty like X-Files. I was like, all right, well, send it to me, let me read it. And I read it and I was like, this kicks ass. Like we should definitely go after this. And so very shortly thereafter, probably within the span of a week or something, we were reading for the heads of the network in the studio, and we show up. And usually when you get to an audition, it's a horrifically anxiety-inducing process. And you usually walk in, and it's like all the guys who kind of look like you and are within 5 years of your age, either with this or that way. A lot of them have a lot more experience, and they're all talking about like this role they just did or that thing it's a mortifying, just really dehumanizing experience. And so we get there, and I'm like, okay, every person who I've ever seen on a TV show or movie that's my age is going to be there auditioning for this pilot because it was the big Warner Brothers pilot. So I show up, and Johnny Hansen walks in, and he's like, hey, you seen Days of Our Lives, Dark Angel, and Smallville, guys?
And I knew he had it. It was just
No, and so he walks in, we start talking. Hey, where are you from? Texas. Me too. Yeah. Who's your yeehaw? Yee frickin' haw. Who's your team? Cowboys. 2. You listen to music? Yeah. You like country? Yeah. Me too. Long story short, we got along and we were the only people that showed up.
Yeah, then my question was, where's everybody else? He's like, I don't know. He's like, are you reading for Sam or Dean? I'm like, I'm reading for Dean. He's like, I'm reading for Sam. I'm like, so where's everybody else? Where are the other 10 actors that are fighting for this job, right? Fighting for this role? And no one ever showed up. And then they asked two of us to come back. We read together for the first time ever in front of 30 executives of Warner Brothers and
when I told Dad I was scared of the thing in my closet, he gave me a 45.
What was he supposed to do? In actuality, it was, what was he supposed to do?
He gave me 45.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thanks.
You got it. Here he is, the chair of destiny. And the tail of destiny, apparently.
The creepy mask of destiny.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, say hi to
Chantal.
Chantal.
What is your, oh, yes, where are you from first? Let's get the pleasantries out of the way.
Oh, nice. Hi, well, we all know that. How do we? I've never heard of it.
Nobody has.
Right on. We'll say hi to your SBN family out there. Now, Chantal, what is your question?
Okay, my question is, if you guys were to, it's a really hard question, now my head is, if you guys were to have something like the French mistake happen, only in reverse, and were to separately end up in Sam and Dean's shoes, and you had a day pretending to be your character with their brother, what would you say to your brother that you think he should hear the most that his brother would never be able to say to him?
Sheesh.
Wow. That's a good one.
There's a lot that I would like to say to my pseudo brother, but I've got to be brutally honest. If Jared ever woke up in Sam Winchester's shoes, Jared would find the nearest bathroom and hide in it and cry and lock the door. Yes, and so I think the thing that Jared as Sam Winchester would say to his brother Dean is, just keep me safe, keep me safe. I try to run this out, it's 24 hours.
I think the first thing,
yeah, that he's.
I have an important message. I have a very important message for both of the Winchester brothers. And I hope that they hear me.
Sam would probably get you if you were, caught. He'd probably think you were shifter or something.
Get me as in like. Listen, this isn't a big thing. It's just a very small thing, but it's just a tiny suggestion that I, Jensen, would have for the Winchester brothers, and that is use the damn grenade launcher. Or maybe they just don't have any grenades. Oh.
So here they do. I'm sure they do.
So then Sam would say, load up on some grenades. Chantel, thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing this.